Trucks, Martinsville. Need we say more? Welcome to tonight's edition of our ESports Truck Series at the Martinsville Speedway. Qualifying is complete. We're going to go green soon. Let's run you through tonight's starting lineup. Nick Casey wins the pole. Mason Stiver starts in second place. Chris Spencer in third. Randy Bashir's in fourth. Blake Mosley in fifth. Rob Rader in sixth. Stephen Isham in seventh. Tay McDonald in eighth. Ryan Beach ninth. Eli Raposa in 10th. Shane Chastain in 11th. Mark Miller 12th. Nick Alves 13th. Josh Beaver 14th. Derek Wynn 15th. Ron Miller 16th. And then a couple drivers not qualifying, but will be starting this race. Matthew Bell, Alex Weaver, Shane Abbey, Chad Stearns, Ronnie Morrison, Kevin Orlando, Jared Schomburg, Ty Dahlman, Tyler Clemis, and Zach Holloway rounds out your field. 125 laps here at the Martinsville Speedway tonight, and we will see how this goes. Will it be clean and green, or will it be chaos and calamity? Not sure, but that's why we tune in to watch. Joining me in the booth tonight is Mr. Josh Quarter-Beaver and Mike Wood. Josh Beaver, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, bud?
Doing all right. What do you expect to see tonight?
Mayhem. Hopefully lots of pushing, shoving, and giving space at the same time. I'd like to see, a little bump and runs and doing it cleanly, but we'll see how these drivers handle tonight.
And Mike Wood, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you expect to see tonight?
I'm just here for the post-race show.
Oh, jeez. All right. And you're not driving tonight, right?
Yeah, it's in for I'm in the sky.
All right. Sounds good. So Michael Wood taking a view from the up in the sky. Quarter's going to be driving in tonight's show. Lights are out on the pace car, but we're going to do one more lap, and then we'll be going green here.
Come on, Steven. We're going to have a blast.
Oh, yeah. I would expect to see pretty much chaos here, so.
Got a couple new guys here too that I see tonight. Some new names in here.
Who are the names that you see that are new? I'm looking through the list. I can't see. I'm not sure. No worries.
I think everybody's a pretty normal guy here.
Yeah, it looks like the normal crew tonight. So 26 cars taking the green. We are green. We are underway. And Randy Bashir's are already up and out of shape as they come out of turn 2. Otherwise, looks like a pretty good start. Right now, Mason Stiver with your lead right now off of turn 2 going to turn 3. Nick Casey second, Chris Spencer third, Rob Rader fourth, and Blake Mosley in the 5th position. And caution is out. Looks like we have an incident, something involving Mark Miller, Nick Alves, and Matthew Bell. Let's go take a look at the replay and see what happened.
That was the 11 26.
Looks like the 11 turned the 26, and that caused a little bit of a parking lot out in turn 3 and 4. Let's get you on a better camera for that. This should be a good view. So 26 is running about the second line. Derek is pushing the corner, maybe 11-26. A little bit of contact that brought them together. 26 goes around, 11 goes to the inside. 06, Mark Miller, 95, Matthew Bell. Pretty much nowhere to go. 26, 06, little boops on the nose. 95 has to park it in order to avoid chaos, but we are under caution. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come here. I think part of the problem with Martinsville is when they crash, they don't crash hard enough so the cars can keep going. Checking the YouTube comments that Adam Thompson is cheering on Mason, so if you're a Mason Stiver fan, it looks like you've got yourself a good night so far, as Mason's led all 5 laps so far and lights out on the pace car, and we are gonna go ahead and rack it up and try it again here, take 2 for this restart. Green flag's out, we're underway. Oh, Steven Isham. Looks like he spun his tires hard. But gets it rolling. Good battle up front here between the 62, the 04. 04's on the outside line. He's going to have to try to work his way down here. But right now, advantage to the 04. Gets a good launch off of turn 4.
The 06 Mark Miller ducking the pits.
Mark Miller's hitting the pit road, so maybe he got a penalty or something. That's kind of odd, but actually, I could see that being a penalty if you had to pit that early. So meanwhile, back here in the mid pack right now, 84-43, good battle down here down the back straightaway into turn 3. Somebody went ahead and closed the door here pretty hard. It's a little hard to see with the camera goes tonight, but we'll work on it. So
It looks like the whole field decided to stay single file here for a little while. 1 or 2 cars double file, but
yeah, see that
the pack right now is in a nice line. Just trying to log some laps right now, I think.
Exactly, and it's good to just kind of get up and get going and turn laps. You know, the Truck Series races, if they stay clean, they usually go by pretty quickly. So. And we've been kind of hit or miss with the trucks either, as Eli Raposa has turned around in turn 1. Eli Raposa, Randy Brashear's involved in the, just as we were talking about, we're going to go ahead and log some laps here, and we had a crash. So check out what happened.
Do you want to go over the new restart rules that iRacing implemented this week?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that here in just a moment as we're looking at the replay right now to see what happened. And 43 tried to go in on the underside of Eli, and it looks like he wasn't totally clear. Who is that? That's the 60, so... Oh, Ron Miller. Let's get an onboard shot. So this is what Ron Miller saw down the front straightaway. And it looks like Brashear's probably tried to either go underneath the car in front of him, either didn't realize he was there or thought he was going to be able to clear, but that didn't work. And the contact sent Eli, you know, absolutely nothing to do with that, up into the wall. So hard impact for the 43, but he'll go ahead and get to pit road, get a little service done. Really no need for pit stops right now as cars are working on that. So Mike, you mentioned that we got a new set of restart rules here on the iRacing platform. You want to go ahead and go through that? You want me to cover it?
You got it.
All right.
I'm back into looking at that incident.
Yeah, so we have in iRacing what it used to be is, you pretty much can launch whenever you want. You just cannot beat the leader to the start finish line by more than 1 or 2 car lengths. But a recent update, now the rules are in effect where if you're the second place driver, you absolutely cannot take off before the leader, and you cannot enter the restart zone in front of the leader. So you have to make sure that you are following pretty much exactly what you see in real life as far as the restart procedures. So now we have this restart zone here out of turn 4 right here is you can see the Geico zone just like you see in real life. So no taking off out of turn 4 anymore. You actually have to go in the restart zone, which is subject to penalty if you don't follow that rule correctly. So if you see the second place driver tip off into pit road, a leader duck off into pit road, 2 or 3 laps after a restart, they probably got a penalty. Overall, as far as pit strategy goes, looks like almost everybody has stayed out so far. A couple drivers have hopped in just to get a little bit of service. Chad Stearns, Ronnie Morrison, Matthew Bell, Eli Raposa. Randy Bashir's, Mark Miller looks like are the only takers right now for pit lane. But again, it's really early, and if you're in the back, you almost have to like time the caution, like pit the caution before everybody else is gonna pit, and then kind of leapfrog them. And then if you're up in the mid pack or in the front, you have to kind of guess when the right caution is going to be, because in this case we just don't know. But you'll see Mason Saber, Nick Casey really working hard to not break the rules. And Nick Casey actually enters the restart zone in front of Mason Stiver. We'll see if that ends up being a penalty or not, because he did enter the zone in front, but Rob Raider is going to go ahead and make a move in on there. We'll see what happens as far as that goes, as we have more carnage and chaos out of turn 2, and the caution is out. Trying to get a camera on it, but the cameraman's not helping me because we're getting a wide shot of the back straightaway for some reason. So it's telling me Randy Brashear's crashed, but I feel like his number's already been called for a crash today. This is the restart going into turn 1. The crash is out of turn 2. This is at the really far back of the pack. And yeah, that happened in front of him. 87 got turned around of Shane Chastain. So let's go ahead and get a better camera angle and find out what happened to him as he gets parked sideways in turn 1 and 2. Looks like him and the 5 enter turn 1. Door to door, 47's right there with him. Maybe the slightest, yeah, a little contact from the 47 that sends the 87 around right in front of the 73 Tate McDonald. A little right front damage as he tries to avoid it. And then 60 has to really avoid, nowhere to go for him. A little bit of contact on left front. Derek Wynn involved in that as he has to come to stop, and everybody has to basically part the Red Sea right there to avoid running over the 87. And looks like Mark Miller got a little bit of that at the very end too. So let's go on board with the 47 just to take a look at that and see how that looked. Gotta find his car right here. We got a couple cars going down pit road, but only a couple, so we won't go to that real quick. Let's see, where is that view? 87's right in front of you. And just that much. So we're on lap 22, and we're on our 3rd caution so far.
This is our biggest turnout of the week for Martinsville.
Yeah, 26 trucks making the start tonight. Car count in the Cup Series is down a little bit, probably coming off the bye week here, and then the Xfinity Series had a little bit of a break too, so they had about 20-ish cars or so, but I know the Cup Series we had carnage in that race. We had how many cautions? We had 14 cautions, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, about 14 cautions for the Martinsville race. So what do you think it's tonight? More or less than 14 cautions?
With 25 plus trucks, yeah, we're probably I would say averaging about the same.
Just got a notification that we had a couple trucks in the back crash, but I don't see anything there. So let's go back to the front because the pace car is going to make the turn to pit road, and we'll try this again. Now remember, 86 did enter the restart zone, so he may still have a penalty. We're not sure because that is a penalty you have to answer under green. 75 gets a great launch right there. 86 being a little bit more careful this time. But Rob Rader's going to go ahead and capitalize on that and get himself a little bit of an advantage going in there. This would be a little bit better of a start, but the night is young. Oh, Kevin Orlando almost makes contact with Blake Wesley. Actually, they might have made a little bit of contact. Not sure there, but that was a close. This is the best battle on the track right now. 84 clears to 58.
A little bit of hey, how you doing?
Yeah, no kidding. So will we get momentum and a nice green flag run, or are we gonna have a bunch of cautions? That's needs to be determined here. Let me work on this caution camera right here. There we go, that should get you a better camera angle next time that camera comes up. We have one of our camera angles that is so far zoomed out you can't even see anything, so. Well, up in the front right now, it's Mason Stiver, Rob Rader, Nick Casey, Chris Spencer. Kind of hold the station right here. Brian Beach rounds up your top 5. Stevie Neesham wants to get into the top 5. Alex Weaver running a nice race right now, up 11 positions in 7th position. Kevin Orlando's up 14 positions in 8th. Shane Abbey's up 10 in 9th. Blake Mosley not off to the start he wants. He's actually back 5 positions, but you know he's your point leader. He'll get it figured out. Moving the camera on to try to find a little side-by-side action right now. There currently is none on the track, so single file as Rob Rader looks to the inside. Just as you say, there's no action on the track. The Rob Rader's looking, makes contact with the Mason Stiver. That's okay. Oh boy, here we go. Here's contact. I don't know if Rader just got a really good.
Caution on the track, turn 4.
Caution on the track, quarters turned around, Randy Brashears is turned around. Those tires are a little bit beat up, so let's go back and take a look at the replay. See what happened.
Looks like quarter just got loose.
Yep.
In that case, let's find the camera right there. Yeah, just probably a little bit too much speed, a little bit too much rear brake, came around right underneath him. And then a little bit of contact right there afterwards. So it goes. But that is our 4th caution. I expect to maybe start to see a little bit more pit stops here as Nick Casey is going to make the turn to pit road. Blake Mosley is going to make the turn to pit road. Derek Wynn, Ronnie Morrison, they're going to go ahead and get service here. Tyler Clemis is going to come on pit road. Quarter's going to come on pit road, get that damage repair, get us a fresh set of tires. Alright, 34 laps in. We got our 4th caution, so we have gotten some green flag laps in, but we have had a little bit of a calamity at the same time too, so. Looks like Mark Miller's going to go ahead and get one of his laps back. And we'll take a little break, come back to you with 1 to green. Lights are out in the pace car, going green this time. We forgot to set up the drone cam, so we had to make one real quick, so no worries there. We'll go ahead and stick with the traditional cameras on this restart then. And here we go. Great, it looks like he spun his tires or got a really bad restart right there. 2x2x2 action right now in the on the back straightaway and that's a big wreck. Oh my goodness, 60 car goes up and over, and it is a parking lot on the front straightaway. Oh my goodness, that was wow. My entire board just lit up. Had about 15 drivers just crashed, and a lot of them just had to stop to avoid that. So I saw something with the 5. I saw Stephen Isham and
13.
Somebody else get involved in that. And let's go ahead and we're going to use the...
That was Brian Beach and Stephen Isham.
Yeah, let's get...
13 kind of gained down on the 5.
Yeah, this is, let's check this here. 13 and the 5, they get together, and that's in front of everybody. And at that point, there's only so many places you can go on this track. It's gonna be, I mean, that's a parking lot right there. 84 almost goes up and over, 60 almost goes up and over, and at this point, the track is blocked. Like, the entire track is completely blocked. Somebody actually went up and over. Yeah, 60 car actually flipped right there. But Quarter, it looks like you came to a complete stop right there. It looks like you probably avoided it, so.
I got in Mark Miller a little bit.
Okay. I mean, that was, that's probably the biggest crash I've seen in Martinsville.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's typically something we find at big tracks.
Yeah, so this is on board with Quarter. Coming out of 4 and pretty much, yeah, a little contact with Mark, but it's better than some of the other cars we just saw. That was, let's go on board with the 60. Where's he on our board? There's Ron Miller. He went for a ride, so if you get motion sickness, you may want to hold on here for a second. I've never seen the truck flip at Martinsville in my life. That was something, that's for sure. Well, the good news is, while it looked like a huge crash, most of those trucks didn't sustain too much damage with that, so... Although, according to the scoring tower on that, it says Nick Alves, these are the drivers that the scoring tower is telling me they were involved in the crash. Nick Alves, Shane Abbey, Ron Miller, Brian Beach, Alex Weaver, J.R. Schomburg, Derek Wynn, Ronnie Morrison, Shane Chastain, Blake Mosley, Tim McDonald, Matthew Bell, Tyler Columbus, Nicholas Casey, Josh Beaver, Eli Raposa, Mark Miller, J.R. Schomburg, Derek Wynn, Randy Beshears, Zach Holloway, Matthew Bell, and Derek Wynn. It looks like some of these names are actually on here twice. Maybe the crash took longer or something's up with that, but that was something, for sure. But we're going to be going green here, and we'll see if we can not crash as many cars this time. So here we go. Our Raider's going to take a pretty good run into turn one. It's going to be side by side for the lead right here. Great battle for the lead, actually. It's kind of a game of chicken to see who's going to break a little deeper right there. Look. And caution's out again. 333, Zach Holloway's facing backwards, so let's, well, he gets it figured out. Let's go find out what happened to him. Oh. Well, something tells me it had nothing to do with him. I think look, he was the bystander, considering the fact that we had a car sideways. In turn 3, the 73 was already turned around. So probably something with him in the 61 right here. Yeah, 61, 73. It looks like the 61 hooks the 73. Not sure whose fault that was. Just kind of going into turn 3, and then 73 gets all four wheels off the ground. 49, no place to go. He gets hooked and sent around, and that happens right in front of Nick Casey, right in front of Ronnie Morrison. 333, who we initially called, he was involved in that. Nick Galls goes up on the grass to try to avoid that. Alrighty, and then more contact just because why not, I guess. Well, it took us away from a great battle for the lead right now, because that was Rob Rader's best attempt, and actually it looks like the iRacing race control is actually going to give Rob Rader the lead there. At the moment of the caution came out, they're going to go ahead and give it to him, so looks like that hard work was for something. I'm going to kind of go back and look at the moment of caution. According to our board here, is here. And let's see, do we have a good view of a caution flag? There we go. So let's see, Barney scratching his nose. Okay, so there's the moment of the caution. Right there. Wow. Actually, at the moment of the caution, Mason was actually in front of Rob. But probably just timing the loops and scoring the loops. Right there. That's not by much. But we're going to go ahead and flip lanes here. Rob Rader's now going to have control. Mason Stiver's going to have to do a little work from the outside. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't know if it's Stiver or Stiver or Stever. I don't know. I want to pronounce people's names right, but 50 laps down and we'll take another swing at this and see what happens. So pace car's out and here we go. Raider gets a good jump. Mason Stiver's going to go ahead and take a look. Try to make something happen right there. 62-72 going to be side by side, going another back straightaway. Looks like things are kind of settling down a little bit. I say that in perspective as the 86 looks to try to go 3 wide, and maybe he is going to go. Oh, actually contact right now with a 61. Ty Dahlman 38 get together, but they keep pointing in the right direction, but Nick Alves is going to go ahead and get into the fence, and Shane Chastain, innocent bystander, that one. There's a... I foresee a lot of penalty points tonight.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, we're 3 wide.
Oh.
One.
3 wide in turn 1. Why did the camera go away from that? That was the exciting part. Kind of keeping the camera on the mid-pack because that's where the action's happening right now. Rob Raider, Mason Stiver, Chris Spencer right now running second.
Record 1.
And oh boy, that's a... happened again. So let's see what happened there. I'll just hit the rewind button, do it the old-fashioned way. Something with the... oh, well, that'll do it right there. Who was that? Is that the 28? 38. 38-47 make contact. Going into turn 1. And looks like 47 might have been trying to go to the inside of the 38. That ended up not working. And then the 38 just collects the 61. Really no fault of his own right there. And that sends, 2-3 cars up into the fence. And then after that, it's trying to avoid what becomes almost another parking lot right there. 87-26, really no place to go. And now at this point, only one lane is available at the very bottom. So 49 in there coming in there. 06 trying to make something happen. 73 trying to work his way through, and 47 kind of ends up stuck right there as the we're under caution again.
Our caution count up to?
I'll tell you in a second, but it's
That's 6 or 7?
according to my scoreboard, it says we are on 7th caution of the night. So 7 cautions, 57 laps. We're on track to get to the same amount of cautions that the Cup cars had on Friday night.
And I'm sure, like we saw in the Cup and Xfinity race, it's all about a battle of that low line. So it's always trying to beat the guy on the outside.
Well, that, and it's also track position too, because you still want to hold on to good track position. As far as pit stops go, we haven't really seen too much, but according to my board, it says the only driver that has not stopped on the track right now is Ty Dahlman. Everyone else has made their pit stops, but with the cautions being so frequent, it's hard to keep track of who pits where. So, Blake Mosley right now is your leader with Derek Wynn in second place. We're gonna have to watch for that. Because they pitted on lap 33. Shane Chastain and Brian Beach, 3rd and 4th. They pitted on lap 40. Jared Schomburg came in 1 lap after that, lap 41. Mark Miller pitted on lap 8. He's on about 30 lap old tires compared to everyone else. Ron Miller pitted on lap 40. Tyler Clemens pitted on lap 33. Tay McDonald, Ronnie Morrison pitted on lap 47. And then Eli Raposa, 47. Ty Dahlman has not stopped yet. And then if I did not call their name, they pitted on that last caution, lap 55, so...
We are turn 3, pace cars off, we're going green.
Pace cars off, we are going green. Blake Mosley's going to go ahead and control the field for the first time tonight. We'll see if the pit strategy works out to get him some track position, more importantly get to hold on to it. So Blake's going to launch and we are green, we are underway. Derek Wynn gets a really, Derek got a really slow start on the outside lane. That unfortunately is going to hold up the outside lane a lot and it's going to stack them up. Going to cause a traffic jam going down the back straightaways. Everyone's going to try to find themselves a little bit of space. 49 locks up the tires a little bit, clips the apron, but keeps the truck pointing in the right direction. We're going to keep going. A couple drivers are going to go up ahead. We're 3 wide, almost 4 wide right there. 38 gets up really high. I don't know what happened to him right there, but he had to end up into the 3rd or 4th lane right there as we almost went 4 wide. 49 hits the apron again. Somehow keeps it straight again. They still keep going, but it's oh, somebody just blew up. Ty Dallman in the 6UM machine. His truck actually just his engine just expired. He's going to go ahead and pull off to the side. Hopefully he doesn't bring out a caution because it looks like he's on the apron. So right now we stay green. So hopefully we stay that way. Yeah, he went ahead and towed, so he's off the track right now. So Blake Mosley right now, go ahead and take advantage of the track position right now. He's going to go ahead and check out, lead some laps here real quick. Shane Chastain running 2nd. Derek Wynn, Brian Beach battling for 3rd right now. Brian with the significantly better tire. Only about 5 lap better tires. I'm going to go ahead and try to work over Derek Wynn for the 3rd position. He's going to go ahead and take it. Jared Schomburg having himself a fantastic night, up 18 positions up into the 5th place position. He pitted on lap 41, so part of that is track position, as we have another caution out on the track, but I'm trying to find out what happened. That might do it. 84 Shane Abbey parked sideways on the back straightaway. So let's see what happened to him. Maybe something with the 49 right in front of him. With Eli. Eli was sitting pretty much every curb and every piece of grass we had on the track at one point, but looks like in this case he's coming off of turn 2. It's relatively tight, and it looks like it just came out. He probably just added a little too much throttle, a little too much wheel, and that spun him out right in front of the 84 of Shane Abbey with literally nowhere to go. And oh, actually almost sends the 84 up and over right there. Alright, so that is our 8th caution of the night at lap 67. You know, if this race stayed green, we'd be done by now.
That is true.
So,
it's short track race.
yeah, it's just short track racing. What'd you think about Daniel Suarez's little performance on Sunday?
Sorry, Steve, what'd you say?
Checking in about Daniel Suarez's first Cup win yesterday night.
Oh, I was happy for him. I'm a big Trackhouse fan.
Yeah, Trackhouse has been the surprise of the year, and Jeff Gluck tweeted, I think back in February, he said, you know, Trackhouse is probably going to be a disappointment, and you know, I'm glad to see that he was wrong. I mean, you know, part of being a journalist, you kind of stick your neck out there and kind of take a guess, and people are saying, hey, what do you think is going to happen? And Trackhouse has been the surprise of the year. 3 wins so far in, what, 13, 14 races? I mean, it's like, you know, forget about playoffs. Could they make the final 8 or final 4 here at this point? I mean, they've been performing really well here, so I'm excited for them. They've been doing fantastic.
Yeah, I think at the end of the year, they're going to be the true underdog story.
Absolutely. As the lights go out on the pace car, we're going to go green this time, so starting to pay attention to the points here as we get closer to the end of the season. Blake Mosley, Rachel Hunt, Shane Chastain, Kevin Orlando, Adam Thompson, pretty comfortable in the top 5, but Rob Rader, Stephen Isham, Randy Brashears, Nick Allis, Tammy Donald rounding out the top 10. They're not separated by a lot of points. Stephen Isham, Randy Brashears actually only 1 point apart right now in the points right now between 7th and 8th. So, you know, these drivers are definitely paying attention. We still got a little ways to go on points, but every point's going to matter here. As the green flag's out, we are underway. Mosley gets a great start as 04 trying to work his way up through traffic. Was leading a few laps right there. 04.75. Those were your leaders for the majority of the race, and I can see they're kind of stuck in traffic right now. They got to try to make something happen here as we got more carnage and another crash between Tyler Clements and Randy Brashears. Is there an incident limit tonight?
Yeah, it looks like the incident count limit is set at 22. How's it going, guys?
Well, I feel like we're there and beyond, as the 72 looks like he looked to the inside of the 38. That may or may not have worked, as they were actually 3 wide in turn 3. And 38 had to move up a little bit into the 43. I feel like Randy's been part of like half of these wrecks, and I don't think he's been responsible for any one of them yet tonight. I feel bad for him. He's had himself a rough night. Every corner of that truck has been damaged in some way, shape, or form. Let's get a look from the... Who do you want to look at? Let's look at the 72. Let's look at his onboard, because I want to see, did he have an actual legitimate claim to that inside line? He probably did, but yeah, he did. He went up and took a look to the inside, and 38 had to give a little bit of room, and it's kind of difficult when you're in that position. On board with Tyler Clements running the middle line into turn 3. Yeah, I just think Randy probably didn't know he was 3 wide right there. Lights are, we're going to go green one more time. That was our 9th caution of the night so far.
Listening to the race comms, there's a little beep between the 72 and 38.
Are you saying we got beef?
Oh, we got beep.
Oh boy, let's put a couple cameras on them. Oh, they're not too far away from each other, so. Flying the drone manually right now is kind of fun. Oh, 73.62 make contact. That's going to put them 3 wide right there. But they managed to get it figured out as we got...
Rotor just spun JR.
Uh-oh.
Turn 1.
Uh-oh. Oop, that drone's going too fast. Let's take a look back and see what happened there. So either Schomburg tried to close a door that wasn't there, or Raider absolutely sent it in to turn 1. And moral to the story, that didn't work. Schomburg did a good job of getting stopped right there. 60 runs into the 49. Randy Brashears was able to avoid one. I feel so bad for that truck. That truck has seen a lot tonight. It's a good paint scheme, but it has definitely scratched that more than he probably wants it to be. So, alright, let's go put the camera back on. Let's see what the 96... What's happened with him. We know there was contact.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was a little bit of the 96 coming down, trying to get that inside line, and I think it was a little bit of Raider diving it in.
I mean, yeah, part of me is like, was Raider going to make that corner at all? Because if he wasn't going to make that corner, it's not his corner. Let's watch it in full speed. That'll kind of give us a better view. So he's on the inside right now, this diver. I feel like there's a little bit of wheel lock right there. I don't think he's going to make that corner. Yeah.
They say 8 tires turns the car better than 4.
Yeah, so it looks like there was just a little brake attraction. I don't know. I mean, Raider's going to say Schomburg came down on him. Schomburg's going to say Raider dove it in. I have a feeling...
Well, I think Raider was down at the bottom. It looked like Schomburg kind of did dive. He braked really hard early going into that corner.
Yeah, I think, though,
75.
Schomburg's going to say that Raider dived, and Raider's going to say that... Or, yeah. And Raider's going to say Schomburg, you know, sent it in there too hard. And they both might be correct on that one, because that's really hard to tell. Like, I'm glad we don't do incident responsibility here, because that would be a very difficult one to try to assign. I'll let y'all, the folks at home, let you make the decision on that. Because I can't. But just in time, lights are out in the pace car. We're going to try this again. We're 83 laps in. We're on 10 cautions, so we're averaging a caution like every 8 laps or so. So what do you think? Caution before lap 90, yes or no?
Yes.
Almost definitely.
Okay, I'll go the opposite. I'll say we make it to at least lap 91 before the next caution. Somebody, I can't read their car number because they scratched the paint so much. Change Chastain went up a little bit. And there we go. There. That didn't take long.
Wrong.
Oh, I've been wrong plenty. Oh my god, somebody almost killed the 13. Wow, that did. I was expecting us to make it at least a couple laps, but looks like, oh, was that for the lead? Oh boy, that's not good.
Yeah,
right.
That was for the lead. The 75 went in onto the 13. And, either the 75 was going in way harder than the 13 was, or the 13 braked early, or the 13 braked normally and the 75 didn't brake. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. If there wasn't enough beef on the comms already, that's probably gonna help. That's not gonna help.
We got beef.
Oh, I think we're gonna have a lot of beef tonight.
Oh, I love beef. Beef is good.
I mean,
It is a smorgasbord of beef.
looking on
Oh,
the end
very.
car of the 75, I don't think he did it on purpose. But the 75's breakpoint was later than the 13's breakpoint. And there's not enough room to stop in time to avoid that. So Brian Beach, your leader, gets turned. I don't think he's going to be too happy about that. So essentially our pit sequence has come around. Mason Stiver, Rob Raider have reassumed the front positions. And just to kind of keep track, we have pit stops everywhere from lap 33 to lap 84 throughout the grid. So we'll try to run you real quick through their position and what lap they pitted. So Mason Stiver, Rob Raider, Nick Casey, 1, 2, 3, they pitted on lap 55. Shane Chastain on older tires pitted on lap 40. Derek Wynn is pitted on lap 33. Steven Easton pitted on lap 55. Tim McDonald lap 47. Then on lap 55, Chris Spencer, Kevin Orlando, Randy Brashears. Sean pitted on lap 41. Then your fresher tires are Blake Mosley and Tyler Clemens at 79. Ronnie Morrison, Shane Abbey, lap 80. Zach Holloway's coming out of pit road right now. Brian Beach is also coming out of pit road, getting himself some service. But lights out on the pace car. We're going to go green this time. And I thought I heard a certain Thomas Friedis pop up in the Discord. You there? Tom?
Yeah, sorry, I was listening to iRacing comms.
Oh. Is there tea that needs to be spilled? Ooh.
I don't. I just said hi, and everybody just started chiming in, and it got So.
Well, it's been a eventful night so far as we wrap up the 11th caution of the night.
Nice. Yeah.
And green flag is out. We'll see if we can make it at least 2 laps this time. As Mason Stiver's going to pull a power move on Rob Raider. He's going to shut the door and make sure he gets himself clear going into turn 3. We got more contact.
Truck going around.
Truck around.
And we did not make it 2 laps. We made it 3/4 of a lap that time. You see, I want to laugh, but like we had 14 cautions in the cup race on Friday night, so like we can't laugh.
With half the cars.
Let's see, what happened to the 73?
He just got in a little loose, and then he clipped the curb, and then finally spun it.
I don't think he hit the curb. He went in high, so he was actually already sideways entering turn 3. And yeah, he clipped the curb, but he was already facing pit road when he did it, so... Looks like he was able to hold on to it, and then just the transition with 2 tires on grass, 2 tires on dirt, that's going to go ahead and bring it around. Fortunately, a lot of drivers, with plenty of practice at wreck avoidance are able to avoid that. Good job by Mark Miller avoiding that, and the 61 locking up the left front a little bit to avoid causing some more damage. So, what's the record for incident points in one race for the Front Row Esports Truck Series?
Well, we usually have the limit set at 22, so...
I feel like we're going to break that limit tonight.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So I think at this point, I think we're done with pit stops as far as most of the folks. But the problem is a lot of these drivers, most of the top 10 or so, their last pit stop was around lap 55. So are they really going to run it to the end with 80 lap old tires? I think that Blake Mosley, Ronnie Morrison, Tyler Clemens, Shane Abbey, they all pitted between lap 75 and lap 80. I think they're going to cycle up here into the front because you're going to run up to the point that you can't stop again. But, I mean, we've also run... These drivers that pitted on lap 55, how many green flag laps have they run? Maybe 10? I don't know what Ty's doing there. He went onto the grass for a little bit, but cool, no worries. So we were on lap 94. We're on our 12th caution. Mason Stiver right now leading. Probably impossible to run through the field under green, so let's do it under caution real quick. Mason Stiver, you're leading right now. Rob Rader second, Nick Casey third, Shane Chastain fourth, Derek Wynn making the older tires work right now in fifth, Chris Spencer sixth, Steven Isham seventh, Randy Brashears has been involved in like every other accident tonight, of which none of it has been his fault. He's in 8th. Kevin Orlando 9th, Blake Mosley 10th, Sean Burgers 11th, Rodney Morrison 12th, Tyler Clemens 13th, Zach Holloway 14th. All the race getting out of order as they're coming to the green. So let's put the focus up here on the front and let's get ourselves a good launch and drag race down the front straightaway, and they go into turn 1. Wide out of turn 4. That surprisingly ends well. Isham and Derek Wynn making a little bit of contact right there, but managed to keep it going. Meanwhile, up in the front, top 3 have kind of pulled away. Mason Stiver, Rob Rader, Nick Casey going ahead and checking out. Maybe the older tires aren't so bad because they haven't run that many laps under green. As Rob Rader gets a piece of the outside wall right there coming out of turn 4. It looks like he didn't really damage the truck too bad. But he did get a really loose right there, and Nick Casey is there to take advantage of it. He's going to dive down to the inside. And will he make that stick? He's going to be almost clear. He's going to go have...
Loose 4.
Down by himself.
Ooh, 84 and more crashing because... Well, according to his scoring tower, it says Shane Abbey, Ronnie Morrison, Zach Holloway, Tam McDonald, Mark Miller, Brian Beach, Ty Dallman, and those 7 or 8 drivers or so were involved in that. So let's take a look at lucky number 13, I think. Looks like the 84 and 96 got together going into the corner. I'm not sure whose fault that was, but between Shane and Schomburg, the 2 of them made contact, and that sent Shane around. And then after that, it's just, I mean, it's hard to see around the corner, but at the same time, the caution's out, so... Like, if you're like Ronnie Morrison, Tam McDonald, I kind of understand, but like, we gotta slow down for the caution flag at some point. So caution's out right here. Oh, let's see. It's kind of a little hard to react to that. Who was that went like up and high and out of the way? 333 just executed drift mode to avoid that. Wow. And then they still had the car pull out in front of him. Well then. Alright, we're on 13 cautions. Do you think we get to caution number 14?
Oh, I'm betting on 14 and 15.
Well, but you know, we had more trucks in this race, but we had more laps in the Cup race. This has been a brutal night for cautions. I think we've had more caution laps than green flag laps. But at this point, there's 20 laps to go. I don't think anybody in the top, 5 or 6 or so are going to make pit stops here. Looking at tires, majority of the top 10 are on the same strategy. They last pit lap 55. Shane Chastain pitted on lap 40, and then 2 spots behind him, Blake Mosley. He's on the freshest tires out of everybody. Up in front of him, he last pitted lap 79. So his tires are really pretty fresh compared to everybody else's, but again, when you run as many caution laps as we've done tonight.
Yeah. Well, then you get 3 cars in the back of the pack. Just came up there.
I see that Derek Wynn, Ronnie Morrison, and Tammy McDonald, they went ahead and got their service, so I think at that point you're kind of hoping for chaos and for other people to go ahead and make later pit stops, but at some point, I think track position is going to be more important, but we'll see how it goes. Nick Casey may or may not have gotten that penalty. They're going to be rubbing fenders here coming to the green. That's not going to be... that's not going to go really well, and that's going to spin out Nick Casey right in front of the entire field.
And the yellow's waving before the green got done flying.
Did the green flag come out?
I'm not real sure.
Because if the green flag did not come out, they're going to be 1 to green. They're going to have to get everybody lined up. But it looks like the field is going back around. I don't know what that was about. That was kind of... I mean, I understand what they're doing, but, like, is there beef between those two?
There is now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, it looks like Barney had the green flag in his hand.
I mean, Nick Casey and Stiver were literally hitting each other coming to the green. Let me go to my camera.
Yeah.
I want to get a better view of this, and I'm not sure I can get a good camera view, so... Not sure what to say about that. I know in short track racing it's kind of typical for drivers to kind of rub up on each other, but
Yeah.
I was already not sure if Nick Casey didn't get a penalty earlier from one of those contacts, and then let's look at it from like the review, and then
And it looks like about eight cars got past the start finish line before the caution came
Casey
back
got
out.
ahead, and then Stiver goes up into Casey's line. And Rob Rader, Steven Easton, no place to go, and after that it's just like... That was the weirdest restart I've ever seen.
Not on a restart.
Well, that was something. That was, I don't know what to say about that.
That was Mason intentionally wrecking second place.
Yeah, I don't know what
admitted.
for, because if he just let Nick Casey go...
So his thing was because Nick Casey wasn't restarting correctly. It was like, well, he would have got a black flag. He just would have let it happen. But
Well, because the 86 entered the restart zone ahead of the 75, the 86 was going to receive a penalty for it. He might actually still have a penalty.
yeah,
But I mean, unfortunately, it kind of cost both of them because neither one of them are anywhere near the front right now. So we got a Chris Spencer, Rob Rader, Steven Isham, Shane Chastain going to take the restart right here. Let's see what happens right here as they make the dive into turn 1, and we have more contact on the track, but nobody's crashed yet. So we'll go back up here to the front, and 62.04, 62 moves up just a little bit, tries to go ahead and take away the advantage on the outside line, which he successfully does. So he's going to go ahead and get up into the lead, but the 04 Rob Rader is going to be right there. Maybe a little bit of contact out of turn 2. Tries to get himself a little bit of a run. I would not be surprised to see contact a little bit more here. 72.5 working really hard for that third position. And I hear more contact, but looks like something happened right here. A couple of drivers off the pace, but we'll get back up here to the front because we got green flag laps here, which is kind of weird. And we actually might get a few more green flag laps here because we are single file right now across the majority of the field. So we'll see how long that lasts as 5 dives in really hard in the 72, almost makes contact. But they didn't make contact somehow. 75 is back into the 7th position. Nick Casey looks like he's currently off the track. I don't know what happened to him. Like I said, I think he probably had that penalty, but can't really say more from this position. But there are 10 laps to go. Do we run green all the way here to the end? Because it looks like we're kind of spread out.
Spread out a little bit. We got some pushing going on.
And Randy
And,
Brashears gets turned around.
Oh,
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it wasn't his fault. Because every other crash he's been involved in tonight was not his fault. I backed up too far, sorry about that. Let's see, Stiver's behind him, about an entire car length behind him. Stiver enters really low. Randy enters
look,
kind of the
Matt
middle
dove
line.
in there and
So Randy's going to say Matt dove in there.
which granted he kind of did, but we had those issues in the Xfinity race and the Cup race.
Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah.
Eye bombing with less than 10 to go. It's what you do in Martinsville, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's how it goes.
Randy's going to
just have
say
to
Mason
execute
dove.
correctly.
Mason's going to say Randy closed the door. Let y'all at home be
Both
the
be
one to
right.
decide that one. Randy might have more penalty points than actual points at the end of this. That truck has been beat up pretty horrifically tonight. Checking out YouTube comments, Carl Lindstrom's popping in and said Barney the Flagman's getting his workout tonight, and that's for sure because all he's done is hold the yellow flag up in the air. So
well, I think he's had a workout all weekend, all 3 series.
yeah, absolutely. Because I think what is that, our 15th caution, 14th caution?
Yeah.
I mean, poor Barney here. It's been a night. The pace car might run out of fuel at the rate we're going. But we are going to go green here, probably 4 laps to go, which means they'll probably have a green-white checker, which means they'll probably have a second green-white checker, and we'll probably have a third green-white checker, and we'll have a lot of people angry at each other. But it's been a It's been something tonight, that's for sure. 14 cars still on the track making laps. These are the drivers that have retired from the race. Brian Beach, Derek Wynn, Nick Casey, Ty Dallman, Mark Miller, Eli Raposa, Ron Miller, Josh Beaver, Nick Alls, Alex Weaver, Matthew Bell, and Chad Stearns have all retired from this race. So if you've kept the truck even on the track right now, you're almost pretty likely to get ourselves a top 10 because we only have 9 cars in the lead lap right now. So if you're on the lead lap, you're guaranteed for a top 10. So what are y'all thinking? We're going to come to 3 to go here. Will you see another caution?
I think Vegas has it 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
1 to 1. Oh. Let's see, I don't know what Zach Holloway's doing. Looks like he's making a pit stop here. But I don't think we're done crashing yet. Because the green flag is out. We're going to have 62.04 side by side for the lead right there. 62 is going to try to get himself a run. They're going to be side by side going into turn 3. 75 also made it really deep. They're 3 wide in there for position. We're going to be 2 laps to go here. Raiders going to have a little bit of an advantage, but Chris might go ahead and push him up a little bit. And he's going to do that, so... But Raiders going to have the line going in here. Probably locks up. They're going to make contact. Make a little bit more contact. We somehow made it to the white flag. I don't know if we're going to... I don't think we're done crashing because Mason Stiver just dumped Rob Raider. I mean, that was a dump. And Kevin Orlando's now into the fence, and Chris Spencer's going to win this race, and there's going to be a line at the truck of the... There's going to be a line at the hauler, the number 75, that's for sure.
But definitely a clean win for the 62.
62 did absolutely everything he needed to do. I mean, he had a great battle with Rob Raider. It's kind of a shame that Raider got dumped because, you know, that was a... Oh, actually, hold on. Get the camera back on here. And... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not over. This is not over. Stiver's going to bail out of that, and oh lordy, this is going to be an interesting post-race interview. Let's see. I see Chris Spencer. Let's see if I could find Mason in the Discord. I see him. And Blake Mosley with a 3rd place finish, so let's go ahead and drag them up here and we'll see how this goes. Are we on a 7-second delay?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know either, but Chris Spencer, you got a copy?
Hey guys, what's going on?
I don't think we got to worry about the 7-second delay for you, but congrats on that win. What a I don't know what to call that race, but that was definitely something. So talk us through your race and what got you into the right position there to bring home the checker flag.
To be honest, I don't know what happened on that restart with the 75. I say like maybe the 2nd or 3rd to restart at the end there. He came up and got into the 86 for some reason, so that kind of opened the door, and I got it there, honestly. For a minute, they were stuck in traffic after pitting a little earlier, just trying to get some fresh tires, before the end of the race, and kind of was just in the right spot at the right time. Great racing with the 04 at the end there. Man, that was a lot of fun. I hate that he got taken out there. I'm just now seeing the end of the race. So,
well, it was definitely quite the race right there, but you managed to get yourself in the right position, bring it home, and get yourself that P1. So, congrats to you.
Thank you. I just want to thank Fortnite ESports. You guys up in the booth just always love going back watching the races. You guys do a great job calling. Smokes Racing, the whole team, just got one off there. Trying to make the chase, so definitely a little bit bumpy there now.
Yeah, they'll definitely help, and y'all definitely gave us a lot to talk about tonight. So, Chris Spencer brings it home in the second positions, or sorry, in the first position.
Oh, no, Steve, don't put me there now.
No, that's the post race review. I'm kidding. But Chris Spencer, your winner tonight. Let's check in with your second place finisher, Mason Stiver. Mason, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, Mason, you had yourself quite an eventful night. So talk us through your race. How'd it go for you?
Yeah, we had a lot of speed. Robert was definitely fast early in the race, but that about third to last run there, I had some good pace and was pulling away from him. Then we got the untimely caution again. Unfortunately, Nick Casey kept going before me on the restarts and kept lifting my tires up, and nothing was getting done about it, and I was tired of it. So
Well,
we had to do something.
if he's on the outside lane and he enters the restart zone in front of you, does he not receive a black flag for that?
I have no idea.
Because that happened to Michael Wood, who's actually in here at the broadcast booth with us on a practice race. He entered the restart zone ahead of the leader and got a black flag for it. So I'm wondering if he actually got a black flag, and just between all the cautions, it was hard to figure out who actually served it or when it happened. So.
Yeah, I don't know, but I was racing for Adam Thompson tonight, subbing in for him, so got him some P2 points. I know I could have won that race, but that's okay. Guess they didn't want the smoke.
It's definitely an entertaining show tonight. So,
Adam
Adam was chiming in on the chat for the YouTube stream. He's cheering you on. So, definitely an interesting night, but you brought home on the podium. So, congrats to Mason Stiver. Is it Stiver? Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Stiver, yes.
Thank goodness I've been pronouncing your name right the whole night. Okay, awesome, cool. Mason Stiver brings it home in the second position, and we will check in now with Blake Mosley, rounding out the podium in third position. Blake Mosley, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, so nice quiet evening for you. Started kind of in the middle, dropped back a little bit, and then use those fresh tires to really work your way up to the podium. So talk us through your night, because it was definitely an eventful one.
Yeah, Martinsville's not one of my better tracks, so I knew coming into here I really didn't have a shot to win unless I got off sequence and tried to do it early, and it worked out in the long run. The cautions really didn't help any either. To be honest, I'm just points racing at this point, trying to pad my pockets a little bit before the chase.
Yeah, I know that feeling for sure, but still a nice, relatively quiet night. We didn't call your name too many times, but there was also so many crashes that we were calling those names a lot too. So
yeah, I got lucky and only got caught up in 2 of them. So
yeah,
I think everybody was at least involved in a caution. So
I think
it don't make me feel as bad.
We need that Oprah meme that's like, you get a penalty point, you get a penalty point, everybody gets penalty points.
I would be highly surprised if anybody come out of there with 0x. I don't even think Chris got it, because I think he got wrecked early. I don't think anybody left there with a 0x.
I mean, I didn't even register a truck for this race, and I'm wondering if I didn't get a 0x.
Yeah, I mean, it's Martinsville. Every time I go here with any league, it's not just this one. It's just about every league. It's just the nature of the beast of this track.
Well, Carl Lindstrom on the YouTube chat, he's like, y'all can meet me at the hauler after the post race. So there might be quite an extended conversation there, as the complaint box is already getting pretty active. So
I could only imagine the bickering and moaning and all. I just sit back and mind my business, and I don't chime in too much, and it works out. But my top 10 streak is still alive. I've finished top 10 in every race this season, so that's a plus.
That's awesome, because I missed that, but I think I had 2 races so far I missed the top 10. So it's to be consistent, especially with as competitive of a field as they have here. It's take your blessings where you can, and make a run for the gate.
And it's going to pay off in the chase. Consistency, I think, at least through the first round or 2 will definitely help.
Definitely. So, all right. Well, Blake Mosley brings it home in the third place position and gets the truck can fit back onto the hauler this time. So hopefully we'll. Not sure about the rest of the field.
My name is beat up with some other ones.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So, all right. Well, have a good one.
You too. Thank y'all.
All right, Kel.
Yo.
What did you think about that little race tonight?
Well, real exciting. Lots
That's
I guess that's kind of what happens when you give guys 2 weeks off that they don't race and
yeah, that was
forget how to do things.
pretty rough because we had crashes for days on there, and we had that parking lot crash and crashes here, crashes there, and crashes pretty much every other lap. I mean, it was just one after another, kind of just skimming through the replays right here, and it's kind of weird to see all these trucks looking normal again. But we're also back on like lap 10 trying to find clean races, but it was definitely something, that's for sure. And then we had that parking lot crash. What lap was that? I think it was lap 38. Just kind of skimming through some of the accidents that we had. But alright, well that was definitely something, but where we're going next week, y'all?
It was definitely exciting. Let's take a look here.
I think we're going to Nashville, right?
Yes, our next race, we're going to Nashville Super Speedway.
Alright, well, we'll go ahead and let you go. And that was definitely quite a night, so yeah, I don't know what to say about that, so
Try to put the points together, see who stands where and what. And
yeah, penalty points are going to keep that calculator running. That calculator might overheat, so
yeah, it might start smoking here pretty soon.
alright, well, we're going to let y'all go, and have a good night. We'll see you in Nashville.